Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. We all know that people have a mixture of good and bad habits, but if you want to be a good person, it is our duty to remove and convert all of our bad habits into good. So for the purpose of this video, we'll be learning about 10 different habits that you need to quit. Before jumping into the video, subscribe to the channel Mindset Madness and hit the notification bell icon to get frequent updates. So without further ado, let's get straight into the video. Number 1. Leave everything for the last minute. Most of you have probably heard the phrase, burning the midnight oil. Among students, it is well known. Working until the early hours of the morning is not a pleasurable experience, even though you look to be good in health and that your problem can be solved easily by working late. Believe me when I say that it is demanding and possibly dangerous. Those of you who studied late into the night in college will understand what I mean. It's awful for your body, but it's also bad for your psyche because you're always stressed about completing your assignment on time. Today is a good day to start a new chapter. Instead of reacting to deadlines, take charge of them by planning ahead, identifying what needs to be done for the week, and finishing activities ahead of schedule. Burning the midnight oil or juggling things until the last minute can lead to tension, anxiety, despair, and uneasiness, according to scientific studies, because the mind sends out warning signs that you might not be able to finish your task. Further concerns such as anxiety attacks, panic attacks, or even worse, nervous breakdowns might arise as a result of these issues. Number 2. Stress eating. People love food and eating, and I suppose there is nothing wrong with that because it is a human necessity. However, when this necessity is viewed as a way to escape or hide from your issues, it is referred to as an escape chamber. Many sources have collated the fact that people often utilize food as an escape from stress, worry, or any other difficulty. Let me tell you about myself. I used to be a major stress eater. When I was upset, stressed, disappointed, anxious, or even delighted, I would eat. My eating had nothing to do with hunger and everything to do with filling emotional holes with food. While eating would make me feel better, this feeling was just temporary and would vanish as soon as I finished. Instead, I'd be left with the same emotional hole that had prompted me to eat in the first place, 2,000 calories surplus over my daily calorie need, and a resentment at myself for stress eating. My main motivation for sharing my story was to warn you guys that if you have similar habits, you should strive to break them as soon as possible before you find yourself in a bad situation eating. Instead, I'd be left with the same emotional hole that had prompted me to eat in the first place. Number 3. Being negative. In reality, I've encountered a lot of folks that are absolutely pessimistic in life. They are so pessimistic that even sharing their thoughts, views, and opinions with others causes others to feel and think negative. For those who don't know, being pessimistic is constantly thinking negative thoughts and always looking at the negative side of the situation, expecting something bad to happen. Pessimistic thinking or being negative is like a sickness that can spread from one person to another. If you want to live a tranquil and fulfilled life, keep a positive viewpoint rather than a negative one. There is a famous saying that goes like, stay optimistic and everything will be alright. Optimism is everything. Don't be a Debbie Downer, and so on. Every day, we all hear it. However, we hear it because optimism isn't just a buzzword. It's a requirement for good health. One should never be concerned about how lonely they are, that they have no buddies, they have several issues, and so on. You become mentally worried as a result of this, and anxiety has physical consequences as well, as it can lower your immunity. Number 4. Always complaining. People frequently grumble about items they are unable to have in their lives. I understand that whining once in a blue moon might be beneficial to your mental health, but too much of anything is harmful, as there are some people who complain excessively, which can become a bad habit. The question arises as to how whining might be considered a negative habit. It's because unhappiness is intimately linked to complaining, and complaining is directly proportionate to displeasure. This is a poor habit to get into because when you get into a habit of complaining, it will always interfere with your positivism and clarity of thought. This type of person is never satisfied with whatever they have in life. Complaining feels amazing, despite the fact that it's unhelpful. It tricks your brain into thinking you're doing something about it if things feel out of control. Carter explains, however, when you whine, you're not solving anything. You're actually conditioning your mind to seek for the negative rather than the positive. You educate your brain to hunt for significant patterns, not to register everything in your environment. You educate your brain to look for patterns and things you don't like when you complain. says the author. When you find yourself moaning, try to focus on anything positive about the situation or devise a strategy to improve what isn't working. Accepting what you don't like isn't the same as accepting it. Number 5. Excessive overspending. Many problems can be harmful to one's health. Financial stress was linked to high blood pressure, depression, sleeplessness, headaches, digestion problems, aches and pains, ulcers, excessive smoking and drinking, and weight gain or loss, according to Rutgers University telephone poll. You'll be able to regain control of your finances. It's difficult, but getting out of debt is similar to losing weight. It takes time, it's difficult on your ego and lifestyle, requires constant vigilance, and is easy to get back into old patterns. However, for those who succeed, which is the large percentage of the population, the effects are breathtaking. With less stress and anxiety, you'll feel more in charge of your life. You'll be able to sleep better, eat less, and suffer from fewer headaches. Finding methods to cut back on your expenditures and focus on simple pleasures of life will improve your relationships as well. Number 6. Skipping breakfast often. Skipping your first meal of the day might have major effects on your weight, energy, and blood sugar levels. When you eat a slice of morning bread or a bowl of bran flakes, your metabolism tells you that it's time to get moving. If you skip the fuel, your metabolism will slow down, resulting in weight gain and sluggishness. You'll also develop a starvation now, indulgence later eating habit, which is why people who skip breakfast are more likely to overeat later in the day. It's simple to get into a morning habit. You'll be well on your way to resolving the issues that skipping breakfast has brought, such as excess weight and dangerous blood sugar swings. As soon as you do, more stable blood sugar implies fewer food cravings and hunger sensations later in the day when you have a healthy breakfast. You will get greater energy in the morning because you are refilling your body early in the day. You may also notice that you're able to better regulate your weight. Number 7. Nail biting. Any pattern that is obstructing your growth, prosperity, or enjoyment must be broken. What's blocking you from moving forward? Find it, then figure out how to get out of it. Create patterns that help you achieve your ultimate ambitions. Many people, especially youngsters, bite their nails at some point. Onygophobia is the clinical name for a sort of body-focused repeated behavior. There are many levels of nail biting. It can range from a once-in-a-while benign action to a deeply rooted pattern of self-mutilation. Many people who started chewing their nails as children grow out of it. Others develop a lifelong habit that is incredibly difficult to break. When you get into the habit of biting your nails, it might become your go-to action when you're bored, frustrated, or waiting. It's something you do to occupy your time, so as to avoid all these issues and ensure that you never bite your nails again. Number 8. Smoking. No other widespread habit on the planet is more hazardous to one's health. It is directly responsible for 30% of heart disease deaths, 30% of cancer deaths, and a huge 80 to 90% of all lung cancers, not to mention an increased risk of mouth, throat, and bladder cancer. This harmful habit also increases your chances of heart attacks, strokes, and high blood pressure, as well potentially initiating or aggravating breathing disorders such as bronchitis and asthma episodes, because your lungs and cardiovascular system begin to repair themselves minutes after your last smoke. The health advantages are nearly instantaneous. Your lungs should function better in a month, and you should cough less, feel more energetic, and have less shortness of breath. Quitting smoking lowers your risk of cancer and heart disease while also improving your sense of taste and smell and increasing your endurance. Fresher breath, younger looking skin, and a stop to that noxious tobacco odor on your clothes are just a few of the confidence boosting benefits. Number 9. Frustration. Frustration, on the other hand, is an emotional reaction to stress. It's a typical emotion that everyone will go through at some point in their lives. Some people are frustrated in the short term, such as during a long line at the grocery store, but for others, dissatisfaction can last for a long time. Individual stressors differ, however, some typical stressors that contribute to frustration are stress, anxiety, solution, and objective. Frustration manifests itself in a variety of ways. There are a variety of ways to recognize someone who is irritated. Frustrated people tend to get angry and stressed. People who have a lot of frustration in their lives are more likely to engage in aggressive behavior. This dissatisfaction can be caused by a multitude of circumstances, ranging from personal troubles to societal challenges. Frustration can also lead to negative self-talk, which can lead to negative thought cycle and more violent conduct. In other areas of life, such as driving, a disappointed mindset can lead to a negative thinking. When you're upset while driving, you're more likely to take risky judgments on the road, putting yourself and others in danger. Number 10. Loneliness. Loneliness isn't only about being alone. Some people enjoy being alone. It has nothing to do with how many people you know or how often you see them, nor does it have anything to do with having a bad day where you don't feel connected. It's all about having solid ties. Those that do are more likely to be happy, healthier, and productive. Those who don't may feel lonely, alone, misunderstood, and unhappy. Physically, it might be exhausting. However, there are things you can take to alleviate this. If you're lonely for an extended period of time, your body may have tougher difficulty fighting illness. Part of the explanation for this could be because loneliness causes your body to produce stress chemicals. This can also affect the effectiveness of your immune system. Your body's ability to defend itself is influenced by a variety of factors. Your physician can assist you in determining the source of the problem. When you're lonely, you're more prone to gain weight. Why? To relieve yourself. You might eat more than usual or eat more harmful foods, or you might quit working out. Well, that's it for this video. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel Mindset Madness, and don't forget to click on the notification bell icon to get all of our recent updates. We will meet you guys in the next video. Till then, stay safe and thanks for watching.